Welcome to 360 Degrees Thriving Kids Hub. Here you will find contents that nurture kids to be grounded in their identity, emotionally strong, and full of integrity, ready to impact their world. When a child knows who they are ready to impact the world. Join us on the journey.
Okay, thank you. So we are here to know how we will do what? How we'll be able to use our gifts or talents to impact our world, not just for ourselves, but to make a difference out there. How we can be good friends, good students, good stewards, good children to our parents. So as empowered kids, as we progress, we have some housekeeping rules. When we want to make contributions, we raise our hands before we speak. Just like we can see Erifel Lua this morning, she wanted to say something and she did raise her hands, right? She used the reaction button. So you raise your hands when you want to speak. And even in class as well, this should be something that's using the reaction button on Zoom, right? Just raise your hands that way. And then also in class, this is something you can also do in class. You don't just bump in to say something. Rather what? It's respect. It's a sign of respect when you raise your hand to speak. Then one of our rules as well is that we respect each other's views. When someone says something, you appreciate it. You don't look at them and say, oh, what's it saying? You respect everyone's view. Everyone has something to contribute. Okay, and then you stay focused. Don't be distracted. And that's one of the reasons why I want us to turn on our cameras so that you don't so that you're not distracted. You don't get a snack, it's okay to take snack, right? But then you stay focused. Don't think about games, Yes, you will do that after the class, okay? And then when you're speaking, you use I, not we. You make it personal, okay? And as empowered kids, we have our values as well. And our values constitute listening ears, kind mouth, positive attitude, helping hands, and humble heart. And what does this mean? When we say we are empowered kids, we have listening ears. So that means we listen carefully when others speak. And that's how you'll be able to get the best of what they're saying. If you want to provide a solution, then you need to be able to listen carefully to hear what others are saying, to hear others' point of view, okay? So we pay attention to what is being said. Then what does kind mouth mean? It means that we say nice words to everyone rather than tearing them down, okay? So as empowered kids, we have kind mouth. We say nice words. So it's not just for us here, but you can also take this on to church, you can take this on to school, even with your siblings, right? You learn to speak kindly to everyone. And one of our values as well is positive attitude. And what does this mean? You stay happy and you try your best. You choose to see the good in everything. Yes, you might be trying that math, you're trying that English, and it seems, oh, this is kind of difficult. I'm finding difficult, like I'm having challenges handling this math, solving this math, or spelling that word. But you don't give up. You keep trying. So you stay happy, try your best, and choose to see the good. Knowing that with this, it might seem difficult now, but then it will help me to grow. It will help me to learn. With practice, I'll be able to do it. Then another value is helping hands. And what does this mean? We share, we support, and we help others without being asked. Then lastly, we have humble heart. We don't act proud, okay? As empowered kids, we are not proud. We are humble. We learn, we share, and we stay respectful. Even if you get that award, right? You're getting it, and you do what? You still stay humble. You still stay humble. Receive it with gladness of heart. But then you stay humble. That's not when you should, say, because you don't know, like you talk to your friend, you talk them down and say, see, I got the award, and you begin to brag about. No, you stay humble, right? Stay humble to teach others. What was your success? What was your success steps? What steps did you take to achieve that success, right? You can tell it to your friends. And the more you teach them, the more you express all this to them, you teach them your success story, tell them about your success story, the more you grow, the more success you have. And that shows you are a leader. Okay. So, and then we are happy when others succeed. We are not jealous. Okay. We are happy for our friends when they succeed. When they get 10 over 10 in that academics, in that homework, in that test, we are happy for them because we know that their success is also a success. If they do well, they can teach us what is making them successful, right? So also when we do well, we share with our friends as well. So our values, once again, is that what we have listening ears. So not just for when we're here, when you're out there in school, listen. Have a positive attitude. You have helping hands. You help others. You share. You support, right? You have kind mouth. Use your mouth kindly. You speak kind words. And then you have a humble heart. So I want us all to say with me as empowered kids, say, I am an empowered kid. I want us to say it. Say it after me. Say, I am an empowered kid.
I am an empowered kid.
My ears listen carefully when others speak.
My ears
Listen
listen
carefully when others speak.
My mouth says what is kind to others.
My mouth says what is
I have a positive attitude
I
at
have
all
a
times.
positive attitude
At all times.
at all times.
I use my hands to share,
I use my hands to share,
support, and help others.
support, and help others.
I have a humble heart.
I have a humble heart.
Good. Thank you. So you can mute now. You're doing well, guys. So we have a humble heart, we have listening ears, we have kind mouth, positive attitude, and helping hands. So I'm going to ask you this. Every time we'll come to class, I'm going to ask you what our values are. Okay, so you need to know this. Okay, you can put it down on your journal. I will also share the replay once we're done. You can have mommy play it for you, and then you make a note of it. And you learn it. And every week, as you go to school, as you relate with your friends, let that keep you going. Remember, oh, I must speak kindly, right? I must help my friend, okay? I don't speak in a way that makes them feel sad, but I speak kindly to them, okay? And I don't act proud. Okay, so we go to the next slide, which is our objectives for today. So today, like I told you, we're talking about personal development, which is why we're here, right? But I just want to introduce you to what personal development is all about so that you understand it better. And one of our goals would be that one of our objectives is for us to understand what personal development means, like I've said, is for us to explore areas where we can grow and also recognize why personal development is important. And as we go on, we would commit to one habit that would support our personal development journey. So, this is a 12 weeks program. So along the line, we would do what? We would go through each and everything we would be learning today. Okay? So our objective is for you to what? To recognize your strength and one area that you need to improve, because it's all about improvement. It's all about improvement. So we are here to recognize how we can improve and also the key values that shape good behaviors in class and with our peers. So now we go to our icebreaker. So I want you to put it in the chat. What is one thing that makes you awesome? What is one thing that you know makes you awesome? And this means, what do you think you're good at? I know we're still going to discuss it, but on your own, have you realized something that makes you different from others? What do you think you're good at? What is it that you do and you're very proud of? That when mommy sees it, mommy says, wow, Tiara Olua, that is so beautiful. I want you to put it in the chat. Erife Olua and Morire Olua, put it in the chat. One thing that you are proud of. What makes you awesome? Thank you. I see us putting in the chart. So Nathan said sport. Good job. So what sport? Is it soccer? Is it basketball? Is it tennis? What makes you? Ife said my sport skill. That's good. Kumi said drawing and math. So beautiful. Oh, Victoria says helping others. That's so beautiful. Israel says soccer. Tiara says gymnastics. Oh my goodness. Fumi says my personal ethics. So good. I love that. Let's keep it coming. What's that thing that makes you awesome? Wow. Nathan says my basketball, my football, and my kickboxing. Wow, that's so beautiful. I love all of this. And that shows if it says my kindness. Oh my God. So you're so kind. I love that. Iris says being nice. Israel says reading my book, and as well, yes, reading my book makes me so awesome. Erifel Noah says art and singing. Morire says art and singing. That's so beautiful. I love it that you know what makes you awesome. There is something you do that you've recognized makes you what? Makes you like that you're good with, right? You're good at. And that's so beautiful. So, and that's one of the things why we're here, right? We are here to know how we can grow those skills and how we can use that skills to become a blessing, to impact our world, right? How we can use it to make a difference. Yes, you're good at kickboxing, you're good with sport, good at reading, good at drawing, at art. But how can you use it, right? How can you achieve success with it to the extent that you become what? A superstar. You're getting her words, How can you grow this? Okay. And let me just see, someone else says, a big Thai. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. It says basketball and football. Thank you so much. So thank you for knowing yourself, right? Knowing yourself, what you're good at, what you're wholesome. And one thing I would like us to do, I want you to think about it, right? This is one assignment I would give us now. So looking at your name, right? For example, Tiara Olua, right? Her name starts with T. I want you to look at it. What can you use to qualify yourself? To say, oh, Tiara Olua, is it teachable Tiara Olua or trustworthy Tiara Olua? For example, Ire, you can look at it. What can I use to qualify myself? Right? That starts with I, right? Ife Awodeye as well. Ife can look at it and say, oh, for Ife, what can I use to qualify myself? Right? Or let's say someone is Laura, you can say, oh, leader, Laura, or priceless, depending on what your name starts with. I want you to think about it, right? And then look at it. You might not do it now, but at the end of the class, I want you to look at it. Or responsible Rachel, something like that, right? Whatever your name starts with, look at a word that you can use to qualify yourself. And this also does what? This also helps you, right? To walk towards your growth, towards your development. Say, I want to be a leader, right? Say, I want to excel. You can say, I'm a great Ife, great Ire, So just think about it. One thing that you want to work towards, one thing that you want to be qualified as. In fact, at home, you can tell it to your sibling and say, okay, I'm not just Ire. I'm excellent Ire. I'm excellent Ire. I'm brave Bola, something like that, right? And then next week, once you're coming in, you change your name to that. Okay? Is that an agreement? Do we understand me? Give me thumbs up if you do. Good. Okay, so when you're coming in next week, just put it there. And by the time I'm calling you, I'm saying brave Ire, smart Ife, courageous Tiara, excellent Nathan. Right.
That's right.
So now we would kick off with a quote. For every session, we would have a quote, and that would guide us. Okay. And this quote says, every day is a chance to grow into a better you. Every day is a chance to grow into a better you. So as empowered kids, we don't waste our day. Every day matters to us. How we live our lives, the things we do matters to us every day. And that's why we're here, to make wise use of our time. So, and what does this quote mean? It says every day is a chance to grow into a better you. So what does this mean? It means that growth doesn't just happen when you grow taller. Say, oh, I'm tall, and then I've grown, right? When you were younger, your body grew taller. At least where you were when you were younger is not the same height you are now. You've grown. You can look at yourself, right? But that's not the only way you grow. That's not the only way you grow. When you were young, yes, even though you were growing tall, you learn to read, you learn to share, right? So even if you don't grow tall this year, that does not mean you haven't grown. It doesn't mean you haven't grown. You can grow in how you think. You can grow in how you act. You can grow in how you treat others. Okay? And while you might become more patient, right? That means you've grown. You might become braver. You've grown. You can become kinder to others. That shows growth, right? And even if you learn a new skill, it also shows that you've grown. So if you don't get tall, right? You don't have an inch, that does not mean you haven't grown. As long as you're able to do what? You are able to grow in one aspect. Say, for example, you're more kinder to a friend, you're smarter, you're able to spell, right? Maybe you don't used to spell good previously, right? That shows you've grown. So every day is like a fresh start. For us as empowered kids, every day is like a fresh start. Even though we don't do better yesterday, that does not mean we can't do better today. You can learn something new. When we say every day is a fresh start, that means that what? Every day you can learn something new. Every day you can make better choices than yesterday. You can try again when you make a mistake. So say, for example, you forgot to be kind yesterday. Today you can choose to what? To speak kind words, right? So every day is an opportunity for you to grow. Maybe you were trying that homework. You tried it yesterday all through, and yet you couldn't achieve it. You can put it down and say, okay, I'm going to wait. I'm going to try again. Tomorrow, pick it up again and try again. You would see how that little period of relaxation, right, of rest, of putting it away would help you to achieve success the next day. So every day is an opportunity to try again. Every day is an opportunity to make a better choice. Yes, you disobeyed mom yesterday, but today you can choose to obey mom. You did not do your chores yesterday. Today you can choose to do your chores and say, before mom tells me to do my chores, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to do my chores, right? Before mom tells me, lay your bed, right? Oh, Fola, you haven't laid your bed. Before mom tells me, today I'm going to choose to do it before mom tells me. So every day is an opportunity to make a better choice. Every day is an opportunity to try something new, to try something different. Okay? So if something was hard yesterday, like I said, you can choose to try again today. And that is growth. That shows growth. Each day gives you a new chance to learn. And that's what our quote is about. It gives you a new chance to learn, to improve and to be your best self, even if it's just a little action. So little improvements every day, they will turn to big changes. So say, for example, you're not, maybe, for example, you want to improve your spelling, right? You could say, okay, today, or let's say tomorrow, for example, or today, let's do maybe 5 words. Or maybe mom should just give me 1 word, right? And I'll see how I will do on that, right? So tomorrow is another opportunity for you to learn another word. And as you keep doing it, before you know it, you're able to spell 5 words a day, 10 words a day. And you see that what? You are improving in what? Your spelling. You are improving. You can say, okay, I want to read, right? I want to learn how to read. You can say 5 minutes each day. I'm going to pick this book. Whatever I read within 5 minutes, that's it, right? You would see that that 5 minutes a day would lead to what? Bigger improvement at the end of 30 days if you stay consistent, if you continue to do it. So every day you can get a little better than before. So growth is not just about getting taller, but it's about getting smarter, kinder, and better at handling things. Okay? So we move to our topic, which is personal development. So what does personal development mean? It means working on yourself so you can become the best version of you in how you think, how you behave, how you learn, and how you treat others. Okay? So you can make a note that when I talk about personal development, say in school, you want to talk about personal development with a friend, or you tell a friend, oh, I'm going through a program, and the program is all about personal development. And your friend says, oh, what do you mean? What does personal development mean? Then you tell your friend, it means that what? I am working on myself to become the best version of me. I'm trying to improve myself. I'm working to improve myself, the way I think, the way I behave, the way I learn, and the way I treat others. It means improving your skills, your attitude, the way you think, so you can be the best version of yourself, both on the inside and on the outside. So personal development is like growing a plant. You know, when you grow a plant, right? You want to grow a plant. What do you start with? Say you want to grow a plant. Let's say maybe a spinach, right? What do you start with? Do you start with the spinach? Do you start with the spinach? Thank you. Kumi says seed. That's good. So you start with a seed. Fumi as well says seed. Good. Ife says seed. That's right. So you start with what? With a seed. Does the seed become a flower overnight? Does it become a flower overnight? No. Good job. It doesn't become a flower overnight, right? It needs water, it needs sunlight, and it needs care, right? So that is what we're doing here. If you forget to water the seed, what happens to it? If you don't position it properly, where it can get sunlight, where it can get water, good job. It dries up, it dies, it withers. That's good. Yes, you are all correct. It dies. It withers. It's of no use, right? It's of no use. So it will struggle to survive. But if you take care of it every day, what happens to it? If you take care of it, what happens to it if you take care of it? It grows. Good job. So when you take care of it, it grows. It becomes a beautiful flower that everyone sees, right? And that is it. So you are the seed, you are the seed, right? So the good habits are the water. Encouragement from parents, from friends, is the sunlight. And as you practice, right, practice is the care. So that is why we're here. We have this seed inside of us that needs to grow to become a beautiful flower. We are that seed that needs to grow, right? We need to become a beautiful flower that others sees and they want to be like. To be that leader that others sees, oh, I want to be like you. So that is why we're here. We want to become the best versions of ourselves. We want to become a leader. We want to become a good example to others. Okay, so small daily care helps you grow strong on the inside. So it's not just about getting an A in maths, it's about learning how to stay calm when you're frustrated, how to be kind and be a good friend, and about how to try again when something doesn't work. So every time you choose kindness, you choose to practice a skill, you choose to try again after a mistake, you know what you're doing? You are watering your growth. So you may not see the changes today, you may not see it tomorrow, but what? It's a seed. Little drops of water makes an ocean, right? Makes an ocean. So over time, you would see yourself becoming stronger, wiser, and more confident because this is something you're doing, you're practicing on a daily basis. So every day is a new chance to grow, remember, right? And personal development is about moving from, I can't do this. When they ask you, go and build that Lego, you say, sorry, I can't do it. Or go solve that maths. I can't do this. No. So personal development is about saying, moving from I can't do this to I can't do this yet. Yes. Even though I can't do it now, that does not mean I'm a failure. That does not mean I can't still achieve my dreams. That does not mean I can't still achieve my goals. At this moment, I can't do it, but I can still do it. Through practice, I would be able to achieve it. Okay, so it's moving from saying I can't do this to I can't do this yet. So that little word yet means you're still learning. You're not giving up and you believe that you can improve. Okay, so that little word yet means you're still learning, you're not giving up, and you believe you can improve. So keep learning, keep trying, and don't give up. You're getting better every day. Okay? You're getting better every day. So we have a case study. And our case study is the story of the shaky violinist. So her name is Mina, and she's 10 years old. She loves music, and she decided to join the school orchestra to play the violin. However, during her first month, she was the worst in class, even though she loves music, right? And she has her own violin, but she was the worst in class. She couldn't hold the bow straight, and her violin sounded like a honking goose. So Mina had two choices. So choice one is either she gives up and says, I'm not just a musical person, I'm not doing this anymore. Or she says, oh, I'm going to learn, I'm going to practice, and I will grow. So what did Mina do? She chose to do what? She chose choice B, which is to learn and to grow. So she started practicing for just 15 minutes every morning. She will pick up her violin, practice for 15 minutes every morning. And then she started a reflection journal. And what does she put on it? She would do what? She will write down one thing that she did well every day. Every day she practices, she writes one thing. What did I do today that was good? Right? And one thing she needed to fix. How can she get better? What did she not do well that she needs to improve on? She even watched YouTube videos on how to hold the bow correctly. And by the end of the year, guess what? Mina, though she wasn't the best violinist in the world, but she was the most improved in her class because she practiced. 15 minutes every day was her target. As a result, she improved. And along the line, she learned that her talent wasn't stuck. she could grow a talent. She learned how to practice the violin, and then she realized she could use that same steps. The steps she used in achieving a violin goal, right? A musician goal. She used it to do what? That she could incorporate it in school to become better, and also at chores at home. So what does this tell you? You have a talent, and your talent can grow. Your talent is not stuck. With practice, you can grow your talent. You can grow your skill. You can be better at what you are awesome at. Okay? And also, you can incorporate it in school, incorporate it at home. So what are the areas of personal development? Right? When we talk about areas of personal development, so we are talking about different facets that shape who we are and areas that we can grow. So there are different parts that we can grow, not just one thing, right? We can grow in different parts, not just one thing. So I want us to think of it like this, right? That we are made up of different growth areas, and each one of them help us to become our best self. So let's start with the mind, for example, right? So we're starting with the mind. These are areas where we can grow to become our best self. So the mind involves how you think and how you learn. Okay, when we talk about the mind, it means how you think and how you learn. So it's all about learning new skills, asking questions and trying new activities. And this encourages growth and it keeps your brain active. So another area you can grow in is character. And what does character mean? It means who you are on the inside. So it's about being honest, being kind, and being respectful. And this character does not just benefit you, it also benefits those around you. So it helps you be a good person to others. So it's about building a strong moral foundation. Then another area we can grow in is our emotions, which is your feelings. So it's about understanding your feelings, about staying calm when you are upset. You don't just lash out, right? You can decide to say, oh, I want to grow in my emotions. I don't just want to be upset, just being grumpy. No, you can choose to grow in your emotions. Though sometimes it can be challenging, right? But it's crucial for your well-being. It helps you handle tough moments better and to navigate life's up and down because you're growing, right? And as you grow, different things will come your way. If you've learned how to manage your emotions, you'll be able to handle those times better. So another way we can grow is in our social skills. And what does this mean? It means how you get along with others. How you get along with others. So it's about communicating effectively. That means how you talk and how you listen. Listening well and talking well, making friends and teamwork. How do you work with others? Are you someone others would love to work with? So you can choose to grow in that area all through these 12 weeks. That can be your goal. So these skills make a huge difference in your personal and professional life. And they help you to connect and collaborate with others. And lastly is our health. And that's your body. This is vital. And what does this mean? It encompasses eating healthy food, exercising, getting enough rest. And by taking care of your body, you stay strong and active. You fuel your mind and your emotions. So in summary, all of this means that there are many ways we can grow. You can grow in your mind, you can grow in your actions, you can grow in your feelings, you can grow in your friendships, and you can grow your body. And each one of these areas, they help you become your best self. So I want you to think about it. Which of these areas resonate with you? Which of them and why? And what is one small step you can do to get better? So look at it. Do I want to grow in my mind? Like, I'm usually shy. I don't like asking questions. Is this something I want to work on? Right? Do I want to grow my reading skills? Is this something I want to work on? So think about it. Oh, I love eating junks. I love eating candies, right? Do I want to start eating well? Right? Do I want to start eating healthy? Do I want to exercise more? Do I want to know how to communicate with friends? Do I want to work on my emotions? I get angry easily. But now I'm going through this program. I want to learn how to stay calm. I want to learn how to stay calm. So I want to learn how to stay calm. So this reflection can guide how we decide where we want to focus our growth within these 12 weeks. Okay? It helps us to learn where we want to focus our growth within these 12 weeks. So look at this image. What does this image tell you? Put it in the chat. When you look at this image, what does it tell you? Good. Ife says, okay, Kumi says teamwork. Good job. Ife says it tells me that they are friends. Good job. Fumlayo says teamwork. Good. Tiara and Tife says working together. That's good. Yes. It talks about collaboration, teamwork, achievement, and excitement. We all said it. We got it right. So, and that is what we're learning, how to work with others, how to be a good friend, right? Good team. Fola teams, if they are team, yes, they are a team, right? Erifelua says teamwork. That's great. Yes. So we are here to learn, how can we work well with others? How can we work well with others? How can we collaborate? How can we be a good friend? How can we be kind? Okay. So why is personal development important? Why? Like, why should we go through this program? Why should we go through this course? So why? If your friend asks you, so why are you going through it? Do you have to? Like, do you need to grow? So why? So we are here because it helps us build confidence and self-esteem. And what does this mean? It means that you start believing in yourself. When you choose to go through the process of developing yourself, becoming the best version of yourself, growing your skill, right? It means that it will help you to start believing in yourself, in your skills, in your abilities. When you learn a new skill, for example, you're proud, right? And that pride makes you want to try more new things. When you try new things and you practice, you see yourself getting better. So it's like saying, hey, I can do it. It gives you the mindset of, I can do this. You keep going for more new things. Say, for example, you couldn't tie your shoelaces right before. It's something that's difficult for you. But personal development teaches you that you practice, you keep practicing, and when you practice, you get better at it, right? So if, for example, you couldn't tie your shoelaces, but after practicing day after day, mommy teaches you, daddy teaches you, day after day, you keep doing it. It will come to a time when you don't need mommy's help anymore. You don't need daddy's help anymore. You'll be able to finally do it yourself. And the day you are able to do it yourself, I bet you, right? You will be proud. You would say, I did it, right? And that helps you to be proud of yourself, to say, if I can learn how to tie my shoelace, then I can do anything. Nothing is too difficult for me to do, right? So it makes you proud. It boosts your confidence and your self-esteem. If a friend tells you, oh, you can't tie your shoelace, it will make no sense to you. Why? Because you've done it, you know it now. So you are confident to go for it. and you are confident to teach others. Okay, and that's why we are here. That's why personal development, becoming best version of ourselves, is important. It also helps you to bounce back. And what does this mean? That helps you to recover and try again when something goes wrong. Imagine you fall while riding your bike. Do you stay on the ground forever? No, you don't. You can't just stay there and say, oh, I'm not going to stand up. I've fallen and that's it. No. You will get up, dust yourself off, and you try again. You ride again. Even if you fall again, you still keep trying until you get better at it, right? So personal development is that voice in your head that says, we can figure this out. Let's do it. Let's go for it, right? It's that voice that tells you, I'm going to do this. I will keep trying. No matter how long, how many times I fall, I'm going to rise again. So it helps you bounce back because you have that growth mindset. You have that I can do it attitude. Okay? It means you don't give up when something is hard, but you keep going, you keep practicing, and you keep improving. Over time, you won't fall anymore on the bike, right? You become an expert that you can even teach your brother, you can teach your sister, okay? So another one is, it makes you feel more in control of your life. Another reason is personal development helps you feel more in control of your life. And what does this mean? It helps you understand yourself better. When you understand yourself better, you can make better choices. You can make better choices. So it's like being the driver of your own bike. Instead of someone else steering the wheels for you, you are on it and you're steering it yourself. You get to decide what to do, how to act, and how to undo problems. So for example, your friend wants to skip their homework, right? And then go play. But for you, you would say, I will finish my homework first, and then I can play later. So this means you're making your own choices, good choices that will help you in the future. So that's what personal development does for you. It helps you to be more in control of your life. You don't follow the crowd, but you make good choices. Okay? And it helps you get along with others. It helps you get along with others and to make friends. When you understand yourself better, you can understand people. And this will help you to share, take turns, love, solve problems, and be kind. So those are the things that help you make friends, like being kind, being able to solve problems, being able to take turns, share. They help you make friends and get along with everyone. So say, for example, two classmates, they want the same toy or they want the same markers. So instead of arguing, because you've gone through personal development, you're growing, right? You're learning to become the best version of yourself. So instead of arguing, you tell them, okay, can we all calm down and take turns? Right? That way, everyone feels happy and they feel respected. So personal development also helps you to build a future leader mindset. So being a leader doesn't just mean, oh, I'm the one in charge. No. It means you're thinking clearly, you're staying calm, you're helping others, you're making good choices. You can control yourself, right? And when you understand yourself, you start acting like a leader, someone who others can trust and follow. So say, for example, your group, they don't want to, they don't know what to do. They are confused. Your teacher gave you a project to work on, and they don't know what to do. For you, going through this program as an empowered kid, you can say to them, okay, let's work together. For this project, why not you draw and I write? That way, instead of everyone arguing, saying, oh, we don't know what to do, they are cranky, you have been able to show your leadership skill by providing a solution to say, let's divide this. You work, you draw, let me write, let me take notes, right? While someone collates the contributions, That shows your leadership skill. At that point, you've been able to help everyone stay calm and to make a good decision. Another could be maybe someone is feeling sad in class, right? You notice them and you say, are you okay? Right? Do you want to play with me? They don't have anyone to play with them. That's leadership, because it shows that what you care about others, not just yourself. So that's what personal development helps you to do. You are aware about other people's feelings as well as your feelings. It helps you find out what others are what you're good at. Personal development helps you to discover what you're good at. Like we have all said, some basketball, some soccer, some drawing and art. So personal development helps you to discover. And also it helps you to prepare for your future dreams and your future goals. So when you learn about yourself and improve your skills, you are getting ready for your big dreams. I know some of us, if not all, already know who we want to become. Some of us engineer, some doctor, some want to become that future Messi, or is it Ronaldo, we want to become that superstar. We want to become Venus Williams, Serena Williams, With personal development, it prepares you for your future. You know the steps to take. You know how to set goals. You know that practicing regularly helps you to achieve that bigger goal. You listen to your coach, right? Listening ears. It teaches you that you listen when your coach is correcting you and you keep trying, even though it might look challenging, but you keep trying. That's how you get closer to your dream. It helps you get closer to your dream. So examples of personal development. So personal development could look like, practicing your soccer to play better. Could look like learning to say, I'm sorry, quickly. Looks like doing your chores without being told. Making a new friend, even if you're shy, right? You could say, I want to grow in this area. Reading a little every day. Could mean being patient, kind, or responsible. And it could mean trying something new. So I want you to tell me others. Can you give me some other examples of personal development that you know? Examples of personal development, if you know any. So it could mean, you choose to practice your soccer, getting better at reading, getting better at your maths. Good. If it says helping others, yes. I want to learn how to be kind. Those are examples of personal development. Okay. So when we started, I know we talked about a case study, right? So now we're going to review that case study. And I want you to put your answer in the chat. Right? Remember we talked about Mina. Thank you. Yes, keep trying. Remember we talked about Mina, right? That Mina, the shaky violinist. So I'm going to ask you some questions to see if you still remember and understand what personal development means. So when did Mina join the school orchestra? Why did she join? A friend forced her? She loved music, she wanted to skip class, or she had no other hobby? Why? B, good job. She loved music. Good job. So the second one, what problem did Mina face when she first started playing the violin? What problem? She didn't have a violin. She fell asleep during practice. She was the worst in the class. She didn't like her teacher. Good. She was the worst in class. Good job. Smart kids, empowered kids. Good. So 3, what was the fixed mindset choice Mina could have had? She could have made. So is it to practice every morning, quit and say she wasn't musical, ask her teacher for help, watch videos to improve? So now we're talking about the fixed mindset. What mindset could she have gone for? No. What mindset could she have gone for? That's the mindset she might have chosen, not the one she chose, but the one she might have. If she was not going through personal development, what should she have chosen? Or she might have chosen. Good. B, she might have said, oh, I quit. I'm not musical, so I'm not doing this anymore. Right? She might have said it, but she chose to do what? To practice. So which action helped Mina improve the most? Practicing for 15 minutes, buying a new violin, changing schools, skipping orchestra. Good. Practicing for 15 minutes each morning. That helped her to grow. That helped her to improve. So what did Mina learn by the end of the year? Talent can grow with effort. Only talented people can play music. Practicing is boring. Improvement doesn't matter. Good. A, talent can grow with effort. Okay, so like Mina, we can grow our talents. Okay? Great, guys. You all did well. So how can you practice personal development? So just like Mina, right? We can practice personal development by setting small goals. Say, for example, I will read 10 minutes every day. You can set small goals. It's about setting small achievable goals. I will read 10 minutes every day. It shouldn't be difficult, you know? These small daily habits, right? They will lead to significant personal growth over time, and they pave way for success. Okay? Then, secondly, learn from mistakes instead of feeling bad. Yes, you didn't get 10 over 10 in that test, but look at it. What did I do wrong that made me not get 10 over 10? You learn from mistake, right? This is a part of growing and developing yourself. Ask for help when you need it. Talk to mommy, talk to your teacher, talk to your friends, and say, I think I'm finding this science difficult. Do you understand what the teacher said? You know, if you need extra lessons, talk to mommy. Mom, I think I need extra lesson here. And they would enroll you, right? So ask for help when needed. When you're doing your math, you can talk to mom. Mom, can you please explain this to me? Right? And then celebrate progress, not just perfection. We are here to grow, right? So you might not achieve that success at once, right? The first time. But the little step you take, say, for example, you set the goal of reading 10 minutes every day. If after a week you see yourself being consistent, celebrate it. Celebrate it. If you have money, you can say, okay, because of this, or talk to mommy and say, Mom, I'm setting this goal, right? At the end of 1 week, if I'm consistent, you know, even mom can help you and say, if you are consistent with this, I'm going to give you $5, or I'm going to give you 10 naira or 500 naira for you to save. Celebrate progress, not just perfection. As you grow each day, celebrate it. You can say, okay, if I'm able to achieve this at the first quarter, maybe at the end of January, for example, or let's say we're in March, right? At the end of August, I'm going to get a new toy. You know, so celebrate your progress, not just perfection. These are ways that we can practice personal development. So this is a question for us, which we would think about. If you are to improve one skill, just drop it in the chat. If you are to improve one skill by next month, this is March, right? By April, if you are to improve one thing, like drawing, sport, or being brave, what would that be? What is that one thing you think you need to improve? Good. Fola says, being a good leader. Good. Ife says, it will be my anger management. Good. Excel says, football. That's great. Being brave. That's great. So that means you're discovering yourself, right? One thing, your attitude, Kumi says. Erifeolua says, being social. Good. Fumi says, being my mathematics and attaining higher self-esteem. Good. So now we have discovered, Tiara says, facing my fears. Good job. Kumi says, rugby. Good job. Right? So this is one skill. Now that you know, Yewande says, my prayer and my devotion. Yes. So now you have recognized that this is one skill, right? So now what we can do is you think about it. I now know I want to grow my prayer, my rugby, my drawing, my math, my self-esteem. What is one thing that I can do every day that will make me better? Right? What is one thing that you can do each day? For example, someone who wants to grow their self-confidence, they can say each day, I will stand in front of the mirror, look at myself, say an affirmation, or talk to my friends, and I'm going to talk, like present in front of them and seek feedback from them. That could be one step you would take. Or say, I'm going to tell mommy, daddy, my siblings all come together, and I'm just going to pick a random topic and begin to speak in front of them. That's where you're growing your confidence. So think about it. What is one thing? I know we have assessment, right? We have an assessment. So this would help you. You would write in that assessment, what is one step that you can take each day? Good, you have all recognized what you want to grow at. But then you need to do what? You need to walk towards that thing. So think about it. What is one thing you can do each day to grow in that area? So in conclusion, we don't compare. We grow at our own pace. Small habits, small daily habits lead to big growth. And what does this mean? We don't compare ourselves with others. Everyone is different. Everyone is different. You don't need to look at what other kids are doing and then feel bad and say, oh, he knows maths, and then you feel bad, you feel, No. You will grow. We all grow at different pace. Everyone is different. Everyone learns differently. The fact that you don't know how to spell now does not mean you can't know how to spell. It's okay if someone learns something faster, right? And it's okay if someone learns slower than you. You are all on your own special path. So the earlier you start, the easier it becomes to build good habits. Right? What does this mean? When you start doing good things like reading, practicing, being kind, or cleaning up while you're young, it becomes super easy for you to keep doing them when you grow. So it's like learning to ride a bike. Did you get to know it in one day? Did you get to know how to ride a bike in one day? Yes or no? No, right? You did not learn to do it. Yes, you did not learn to do it in a day. You kept practicing. So the more you practice, the easier it becomes and you feel better at it. So personal development prepares you for challenges like we've said. It helps you to be able to do what? To keep facing, pushing, right? When you learn, right? When you learn how to grow, how to handle tough challenges, how to bounce back. When bigger, difficult challenges come, you know how to handle it because you've worked on your emotions, you've practiced how to manage your emotions. Another in conclusion is that you grow up knowing how to improve yourself instead of being discouraged. That means you learn how to get better instead of feeling sad or wanting to quit when something is hard. You start thinking, what can I do better next time? Right? Personal development helps you to look at the mistakes, look at everything, and say, what can I do better next time? It helps you to stay positive and always keep improving. And lastly, remember the power of yet. It's about changing how you talk to yourself. If you can't do it now, like I said, doesn't mean you can't do it. So instead of saying, I can't do this, say, I can't do this yet. That one little word changes everything. Okay, it changes everything. It helps you to keep trying instead of giving up. So let's assume we have a plant, like we have said earlier, right? Some of them grow fast, some of them grow slow. So don't compare yourself with others. But eventually they will grow, right? All the plants will grow, even though some might grow slowly, some might grow faster. In fact, there are some plants that take years to grow. But at the end of it, they still become a tree. They still become a beautiful plant, right? So you don't have to rush or copy anyone. Don't rush. Take your growth step by step. Learn and grow in the way that is right for you. And just like tiny drops of water that makes a bucket full, small habits that you practice every day makes you stronger, smarter, and better every day. Okay, empowered kids? So remember, you don't compare yourself to anyone. You grow at your own pace. Small habits every day will lead to what? Big growth. So now let's take our affirmation. So as you can see this on the screen, remember our values. Our values includes kind mouth, positive attitude, humble heart, helping hands, and listening ears. So now we're going to say this affirmation. Based on all we've learned about personal development, we are here to grow, right? We are here to learn how our little steps, little daily habits can lead to what? Something huge, can help us achieve our bigger dreams. So at the end of the class, I would share the assessment with your parents. So take time to go through the assessments, okay? It also includes reflection based on what we've spoke about today, right? What is that one thing you want to grow? And what is one step that you can take every day that leads you to that bigger goal? Okay, so I want you to say with me, you are free to unmute now. And then we're going to take this affirmation together. Say, my words are powerful.
My words are powerful.
I choose to use them to build others up.
I choose to use them to build others up.
I speak with honesty.
I speak with honesty,
Kindness and respect.
kindness, and respect.
I can't do it yet,
I can't do it yet.
but I'm getting closer every day.
But I'm getting closer every day.
When things get tough,
When things get tough,
I look for the lesson,
I look for the lesson,
not the excuse.
not the excuse.
I don't have to be the best at everything
I don't have to be the best at everything.
to be my best self.
To be my best self.
I am happy for my friends
I am happy for my friends
when they succeed.
when they succeed.
I have the power
I have the power
to make someone's day easier.
to make someone's day easier.
I am a leader
I am a leader
because I provide solutions.
because I provide
solutions.
I listen,
I listen,
not just to hear,
not just to hear,
but to understand.
but to understand.
Every person I meet
Every person I meet
has something valuable
has something valuable
to teach me.
to teach me.
Okay, so remember, everyone you meet, right? Every day is a chance for you to grow. You can learn something from someone, right? And you can be your best self. You have the power to make someone's day easier, your day and someone's day. So that tells you control your emotions, right? And you are a leader because you provide solutions.
You have a good mindset.
Helping your younger sibling shows you are a leader, right? And you do what? It shows that, yes, helping your younger sister or your younger brother shows that you are a leader, okay? So and also you don't have to be best at everything to be your best self. Even though you did not get that maths, that does not mean you're not good. That does not mean you can't still speak up, Okay? So you don't have to be the best at everything to be your best self. You can still be your best self, even though you're still learning. Okay? Before we go, I'm just going to give us 1 minute if anyone has any question while we wrap up. Does anyone have any question for me or anything to say? Okay, Fola.
I want the spelling bee.
You want what?
The spelling bee in my school.
Oh, you want the spelling bee in your school? Congratulations, that's great. Yes, you would win many more awards, many more achievements, right? So the same steps you took to achieve that spelling bee, keep at it. Don't give up, okay? Keep doing it, keep practicing. Don't let that be your height, right? Don't let that be, oh, that's the best that I can do, right? Keep aiming for more, okay? You can win the national. Even though it might be just your school, you can win the national. You can win the, national is the, you can win the state, you can win the national, okay? And you're going global. Excel. You want to say something? Congratulations, Paula. Excel. Okay.
What's the exam due?
I didn't get you.
When is the exam due? Like, we're gonna take.
Oh, the network. If you want to put it in the chat, or you tell your mom or your dad, and then they would send it to me, and then I'll respond. Okay. Thank you so much, Empowered Kids. Remember our values, and remember the assignment I gave to you. Think about it. What is one thing, right? One area. How do you want to be known? How do you want to be recognized? And when you're coming next week, add that to your name when you join the call. And that's what I'll call you by. Okay? Thank you so much for joining the call today, to joining the class today. I'm going to see you next week. Take care and regards to mom and dad. Take care and bye now. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.